Hey, this is Scott Love, and I wanted to bring you a free training tip for those people that work in the executive search and third-party recruiting industry. Last Monday, on our weekly training call on Recruiter VT, someone called in and asked this question. Let me read this to you. I've heard the method of asking a candidate to give recruiters a few reasons why they're a great candidate. Is there a level of candidate at which this is just insulting to them and makes it seem that we're amateurs? How can I ask this so it does not seem this way? That's a very good question. The first thing I see when I see this question is the person that wrote this is very cognizant and aware of our brand perception to candidates. Candidates make decisions not on what's true, but what's perceived. People are people. I was talking with a client of mine the other day, and he said, logically, people should understand this scenario. And I told him, I said, yeah, but we're dealing with people. People don't think with logic. They think with emotion, no matter how smart or how brilliant they are. So you always need to be aware of how candidates perceive you. And the thing is that people are judging you based on the quality of questions that you ask them. If I were to ask a candidate, what sort of animal would you be if you could be any animal? If I were ever asked that question, you know what I'd say? I'd want to be a piranha, just to see what they'd say. You could ask them, what's great about you? What are 3 differentiating factors that you can compare yourself to no one else, that cause you to stand out? And that might seem insulting. A better way to do it is to ask a story, or the question based on the story. When you can bring story into your dialogue with other people, it's effective, it paints a very clear picture, and it also bonds them to you. Who doesn't want to hear a story? Last night, my little girl wouldn't go to bed until I read 3 stories to her. We all love stories. Do this with a candidate. You're looking at their resume, and you tell them this. You say, you know what, John, you've got an impressive resume here. Let me ask you this question. Let's say I present this to my client, and my client is on the fence about bringing you in for an interview. What are 3 things that you want them to know that are not on this resume that might cause them to change their mind and be excited about you? When you do it that way, you learn how to communicate in a highly effective manner, and that is what recruiting is really all about.